Following World War I, the nation returned to its previous state of isolation and entered a period known as the Roaring Twenties, in which culture flourished, business prosperity increased, and new issues arose, sparking debate between people such as fundamentalists and modernists. Industry and automobiles were booming. People were buying on the margin with money they didn't have. The stock market crashed. Farmers began overcultivating fields. These were just some of the many reasons of the Great Depression. After the prosperity of the 1920s, the Great Depression hit in the 1930s. For farmers, crops were not as needed as they were in World War I, yet they kept farming and got themselves into debt. This also resulted in overcultivation, creating clouds of dust and a region known as the Dust Bowl. Many impoverished farmers began to rally against banks, telling them to stop foreclosure on their farms. Jobs were scarce and paid very little, and every member of a family, even children, had to do what they could to survive. Many of these children would send letters to the President and First Lady asking for different things and assuming they would answer. How do you both feel about FDR's New Deal? Honestly, I think, whoops, there goes my glasses. Anyways, honestly, I feel like the New Deal acted like a firework for American people. I mean, to show what they're worth, many of these deals are still around, helping people today. I mean, it created more jobs and helped our country avoid another Great Depression. You know? Our country is so great, and what was the question again? In response to the Great Depression, FDR issued a number of policies including the WPA, CWA, PWA, SSA, and CCC in order to improve society in an attempt to escape the Depression. Arguably, 5 of the most important New Deal policies would include the Works Progress Administration, created in 1935. This was the largest New Deal act and provided jobs across the nation. Because of it, numerous roads, buildings, and other projects were completed. The Civil Works Administration was created in 1933, also to create jobs for unemployed, as well as the Civilian Conservation Corps, which built many public works and created structures and trails and parks across the nation. Along with these, there were other policies as well, including the National Industrial Recovery Act, which was designed to bring the interests of working-class Americans and business-class Americans together, as well as the Social Security Act, which was designed to combat the widespread poverty among senior citizens. After World War I's period of isolation, America was very reluctant to join the war effort. American isolationists fought to pass several neutrality acts, in which, in turn, reluctantly signed by FDR. Though events such as Hitler breaking the Munich Agreement as he invaded Czechoslovakia served to make clear to America that war was unavoidable, the real turning point in getting America to join World War I was the bombing of Pearl Harbor. This was really one of the first times, if not the first time, America was really unified as one whole country, because rather than the fear the Japanese hoped to strike into the hearts of Americans, what they got instead was just rage. Propaganda such as Rosie the Riveter served as a big motivator for women especially to join the war effort, but still was always seen wearing lots of makeup to show that she was still a woman first. These women risked their lives in factories every day that manufactured ammunition, planes, boats, etc. But then when men came home from war, they pushed them out of their factory jobs, and women were expected to go back to their proper job of being a wife and mother first. Not only women were affected, but other minorities as well. A big part that people often overlooked about Pearl Harbor, however, was not only that it was the deciding factor that brought America into the war, but also created the closest thing America had to Nazi camps with the Japanese internments. The internment of Japanese Americans in the United States was the forced relocation of between 110,000 and 120,000 Japanese Americans who lived on the Pacific coasts in camps on the inside of the country. While they weren't killed in these camps, they certainly weren't treated well.